The children, who had promised to clean up, were nowhere in sight. Maybe they'd gone to the attic bedroom and forgotten. She turned off the lights, locked the door, and went back to bed. 15 minutes later, she heard a sharp, heavy sound on the roof, like a fistful of gravel or a body landing hard. Then silence. At 1:30 a.m., smoke began to pour up the staircase. Within seconds, the house was chaos. George and Jennie scrambled to wake the children. Sylvia was scooped up and carried outside. Two of the older boys, John and George Jr., made it out too, but the staircase to the attic was already a wall of fire. George shouted the names of his 5 missing children. Nothing, no voices, no screams, just crackling wood and rising heat. In a panic, he smashed a window to re-enter the house, slicing open his arm. He tried to climb, but he couldn't reach the attic window. He ran to grab the ladder he always kept propped against the side of the house. It was gone. Next, he sprinted to his coal trucks. He thought he could drive one up beside the house and climb on top. But both trucks, which had been working perfectly the day before, refused to start. He grabbed a barrel of water and threw it at the flames. It was frozen solid. Jennie stood in the snow in her nightgown, clutching the baby, screaming her children's names into the dark. The fire department arrived too late. By the time they reached the Sodder property, the house was nothing but a pile of charred beams and rubble, still smoldering in the early morning light. The flames had torn through the house with such ferocity that nothing was left standing. But there was one thing that no one could understand. Despite the inferno, there were no bodies, no remains, no sign of the 5 missing children who had been inside. The fire's heat had been intense, yes, but it wasn't enough to consume human bodies completely. Fire experts were baffled. The flames hadn't burned hot enough to reduce everything to ash, yet there wasn't even a trace of the children. The rest of the house was gone. Everything that could burn had burned. But no charred remains of the children were found in the ruins. It was as if they had disappeared into thin air.